here are the ingredients to make 1 gallon recipe of kombucha tea. So first off, you will need a glass brewing container or vessel. It has to be glass because it should not have any bacteria growing on like plastic, things like that. That's easy to do. So make sure it's glass. And this one does have the mother Scoby out of it at the moment. All right, next you will need 1 Scoby, which that is right here. And you'll see that brown little spot, but that's just a bubble scar of air pocket that had gotten trapped. And next you'll need 5 to 6 tea bags of organic green, black, or oolong tea, or a combination. Traditionally they use black tea or green tea. Oolong is a mixture, and you'll see yerba mate right there. When you're first starting out, you want to brew your kombucha tea with either green or black to get it started. Don't do any flavoring, but yerba mate tea is not a flavored tea. It's very energizing and just good healing properties to it, so that's why I use it, and I love the flavor. Right. Next you'll need 1 cup raw organic cane sugar. So whatever brand is in your local health food store, this is the one that I have access to at the moment, but make sure it is USDA approved. This one's non-GMO. Right, because you want to be putting the best ingredients in your kombucha tea so that you're fulfilling the nutrients that your body needs with the most pure products. And next you will need purified water. So I will be using this purified water here. Okay, and then we'll go to the 1 cup starter kombucha. So this can be from a previous batch, which is from this batch here in the jar. So I went ahead and poured 1 cup of starter kombucha in here, and then put my Scoby on top. And I will be covering this until I'm ready to refill this jar here. All right, and then next you'll need cheesecloth. Cheesecloth is just going to protect it from any bugs or gnats, anything that could possibly get into this dust. You want to make sure this is nice and clean because you will be ingesting it. And then you will have a rubber band to secure it properly. Okay, so that is the list, and you'll also need a tea kettle or some type of pan that will be used for making the sweet tea, and I just use my tea kettle there. All right, so that is the list of ingredients that you will need. First step in making your kombucha is going to be making the sweet tea. First off, you'll need 4 cups of purified water or reverse osmosis water, and you'll pour that in your tea kettle, bring to a boil, and then you'll be placing your 6 tea bags for a 1 gallon recipe, 5 to 6 or however strong you like your tea. So I will be using oolong tea and yerba mate, a mixture. So you will, after this is done boiling, you will place the tea bags and let them steep for at least 10 minutes. You can go as long as you want, however strong you like your tea, and then you'll be taking the tea bags out and letting this cool. But before you do that, you'll be placing 1 cup of raw cane sugar into the tea kettle or the pot that you're brewing the tea, and then you'll go ahead and give it a stir with a wooden spoon until all of the sugar dissolves, and you'll be able to hear it, or if you can see into the pot or tea kettle, and wait till that is dissolved. Then before you place your tea into the brewing vessel, your glass jar, you'll want to make sure that this is brought down to room temperature. Otherwise, you can possibly have a broken jar, and we don't want to mess with temperature there. All right, let's go ahead and fill our brewing vessel with our sweetened tea, and we'll need 4 cups for 1 gallon. And then I will be filling the rest of this jar up to about here, to the neck of the jar, with purified water or reverse osmosis water, the cleanest water you can possibly get. And I'll be placing this in the jar and filling it to the top and leaving space for our 1 cup starter kombucha and plus our mother. And determining on how thick your mother is here, you need to plan for that as well. So I'll go ahead and dump in the water. So once you have your jar filled up almost to the top here, leaving enough room for your Scoby and the 1 cup starter kombucha, you'll take the cheesecloth off where you've been covering for your Scoby. And what I'll be doing is dumping in the starter kombucha first into this brewed tea and the purified water. And what I'm going to do is just give this a nice little stir. You don't have to. Okay, and then I'll be placing my kombucha Scoby on top. And it might kind of go cockeyed, it might sink a little bit, but don't worry, it should eventually rise to the surface. And I'll place my cheesecloth on top here and get my rubber band and make sure it's nice and secure and pulled taut. But I only have this double layered so that it is breathable, and I will place in a corner or a safe spot where this cannot be bumped into, and maybe wrap this again with towels just so that it stays at the